This video clip is on normal eating. So what is normal eating? What we will discover during this video clip will be concentrating on eating disorders. Normal eating varies in response to your emotions, your schedule, your hunger, and your proximity to food. Eat in moderation is the key to keep in mind. Now, we sometimes eat when we're bored. We eat different or more or sometimes less when we're with our friends. If you're very busy, you're a grab-and-go type of person where you grab something and eat it on the way. All of these are part of normal eating. So now that we know what normal eating is, let's discuss what eating disorders are. The causes of eating disorders, it usually starts between 11 or 14. Some starts as early as 7. There's no single cause. They're not really sure of it. It could be environmental, where you are always kept conscious of your weight. It may be where you don't feel good inside about yourself. It's definitely a low self-esteem. Stress has been known to cause eating disorders. A lack of feeling like you have control over yourself or things in your life. Sports sometimes will emphasize weights like ballet and wrestling. Some families have eating disorders in their family, so they emphasize the weight process. Media itself puts pressure on people to be thin and attractive. There are 3 kinds of eating disorders, which we'll be discussing: anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating disorder. Anorexia is when your weight drops 20% below normal. It is a self-starvation mode. There's an obsession with food, but you're always denying that you're feeling hungry. Some people do the exercising where you excessively exercise hours upon hours every day. A person with anorexia is very thin, but they still feel fat. And they begin to have problems with their family and friends because of their eating habit. Now, the effects of anorexia can be extreme. Without treatment, it can cause death. It does damage to your heart, liver, and kidneys. It can cause low blood pressure, low pulse, and low breathing rate. There is a hair loss, brittle fingernails, where one will always feel cold due to the lack of the fat layer in your body. Headaches, dizziness, lack of concentration, withdrawal, and of course depression. Now let's talk about bulimia. Bulimia is when you eat a huge amount of food or you binge and then you purge, which means you either vomit or you take diuretics or laxatives to get rid of the food that you have just eaten. Always making excuses to go to the bathroom right after you eat and never really in social activities. People with bulimia sometimes always over-exercise. They can feel depressed, but their weight is often normal. A person with bulimia will have some of these effects: a loss of potassium, which can cause heart problems and death; tooth decay because of the acid. If they are vomiting, the acid from the stomach is causing to settle into the teeth. There's swollen glands in the face. It makes them look like they have chipmunk cheeks. Stomach pain, stomach and kidney damage, withdrawal, and of course, depression. Now, binge eating is a compulsive of overeating. It's a person who eats a huge amount in a short amount of time, usually at least twice a week. This happens over a long period of time, about 6 months. It can cause distress and problems with a person's life. They usually eat alone and cannot stop when they are full. They eat large amounts of food even when they are not hungry. Now, this disorder, it makes people feel like they are out of control, but then they get depressed, guilty, and disgusted with it all. Their weight gain is excessive and usually are overweight. The effects, of course, is overweight or obesity, which can cause all kinds of chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes. They have trouble breathing and sleeping, and of course, withdrawal and depression.